The digital age has brought tremendous benefits to society, but it has also given rise to cyber attacks that have evolved in sophistication and impact. Over the years, cybercriminals have continuously adapted their tactics, from simple viruses to highly advanced ransomware, causing significant damage to individuals, businesses, and governments. In this video on Adaptivids, I traces the history of cyber attacks, highlighting major incidents and how cybersecurity measures have evolved to combat these ever-growing threats. Number 1. Early days. The birth of computer viruses, 1970s, 1990s. The concept of malicious software dates back to the 1970s, when early viruses were more experimental than harmful. The creeper virus, created in 1971, is considered the first computer virus. It spread across Advanced Research Projects Agency network, the precursor to the modern internet, but it was largely harmless, displaying the message, "I'm the creeper, catch me if you can." However, the 1980s and 1990s saw more malicious intent. The Morris worm in 1988 was the first significant internet worm that disrupted approximately 10% of the 60,000 computers connected to the internet at that time. The 1990s saw viruses like Michelangelo and I Love You emerge, infecting millions of computers and causing panic as personal computers became more common. Number 2. The rise of worms and Trojans, 2000s. In the early 2000s, as the internet became a central part of daily life, cyber attacks began targeting networks and exploiting system vulnerabilities on a larger scale. Trojans and worms became popular methods of attack. Unlike viruses, worms didn't require human intervention to spread. A notable example is the Code Red worm in 2001, which infected over 350,000 servers in a single day, exploiting a vulnerability in Microsoft IES web servers. Around the same time, SQL Slammer 2003 caused widespread internet outages and slowed down global traffic within minutes of its release. This period also saw the rise of Trojans, malicious software disguised as legitimate programs. Trojans like Zeus were used to steal sensitive data, including financial information, leading to significant financial losses. Number 3. Advanced persistent threats and nation-state attacks, 2010s. As cybercrime became more organized, so did the methods of attack. Advanced persistent threats emerged in the 2010s, characterized by prolonged and targeted cyber attacks aimed at specific entities, often driven by political or financial motives. Nation-states began employing cyber attacks as tools of warfare and espionage. One of the most notable advanced persistent threats incidents is Stuxnet 2010, a highly sophisticated cyber weapon developed to sabotage Iran's nuclear program. It marked the first time a cyber attack had physical world consequences, highlighting the potential for nation-state cyber warfare. Advanced persistent threats, attributed to a Chinese hacking group in 2013, was another key event. It targeted intellectual property and sensitive government information, setting a precedent for large-scale cyber espionage operations. Number 4. The age of ransomware, 2010s present. Ransomware began its rise in the mid-2010s as one of the most devastating forms of cyber attacks. Unlike previous attacks aimed at stealing data, ransomware encrypts a victim's data and demands a ransom for decryption. Early ransomware, like CryptoLocker 2013, was an indicator of what was to come. The attack that brought ransomware into global consciousness was WannaCry 2017, which exploited a vulnerability in Windows systems. It infected over 230,000 computers in more than 150 countries, affecting organizations like the United Kingdom's National Health Service. The attack led to millions in damages and showcased the global nature of modern cyber threats. Since then, ransomware attacks have only grown in frequency and complexity. Attacks like NotPetya 2017 and Ryuk 2018 have targeted critical infrastructure and large corporations, leading to billions in losses. The 2021 Colonial Pipeline ransomware attack highlighted how cyber attacks can have widespread consequences on national infrastructure, causing fuel shortages and prompting a ransom payment of $4.4 million. The impact of cyber attacks. Cyber attacks have had far-reaching consequences. Financial losses are the most obvious impact, with businesses facing costs in the form of ransoms, lost productivity, and damage to brand reputation. The 2017 Equifax breach, which exposed the personal information of 147 million people, led to a settlement of $575 million and irreparable harm to the company's reputation. Beyond finances, cyber attacks also threaten national security. Stuxnet and the Colonial Pipeline attack demonstrated the potential for cyber attacks to disrupt critical infrastructure, while SolarWinds 2020 exposed vulnerabilities in the software supply chain, compromising United States government agencies and major corporations. Adapting to the threat. Cybersecurity measures. As cyber attacks have evolved, so too have cybersecurity measures. Early defenses like antivirus programs were sufficient against viruses, but the rise of sophisticated threats demanded more robust solutions. Number 1. Firewalls and intrusion detection systems. Early defenses focused on blocking unauthorized access to networks, but modern firewalls now integrate with machine learning to detect patterns in data flow that might indicate an attack. Number 2. Encryption. As data became a key target, encryption was widely adopted to protect sensitive information in transit and at rest. Even if attackers access encrypted data, they cannot use it without the decryption key. Number 3. Multi-factor authentication. With stolen credentials being a common method of attack, multi-factor authentication has become a critical tool in protecting user accounts and preventing unauthorized access. Number 4. Artificial intelligence and machine learning. In recent years, artificial intelligence has been increasingly used to predict and detect cyber threats in real time. Security platforms now leverage machine learning to analyze patterns and behavior, making it possible to detect anomalies that indicate a breach. Number 5. Zero Trust architecture. Modern cybersecurity strategies have adopted the Zero Trust model, which assumes that threats can come from both outside and within the network. Every user and device must be continuously verified before accessing resources. Number 6. Ransomware defense solutions. Businesses now deploy advanced ransomware detection systems, regularly back up critical data, and train employees on recognizing phishing schemes that often serve as entry points for ransomware attacks. The evolution of cyber attacks from simple viruses to sophisticated ransomware reflects the growing complexity of the digital world. As attackers become more innovative, so must the defenses against them. The history of cyber attacks serves as a reminder that no system is ever completely safe, but with continuous advancements in cybersecurity, organizations can better protect themselves from the growing threat landscape. Cybersecurity remains a moving target, and as we look toward the future, the need for robust defenses has never been greater. Understanding the past and staying ahead of emerging threats is key to ensuring a secure digital future. If you found this video valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to Adaptivids for more insightful videos.